Hi friends, Candace Gillespie here with Candace's Canvases, and Candace'sCanvases.com is my blog. It's back up and going after a couple years hiatus. Links to my social media, my mailing address, and supplies to use are in the description bar below if you're interested in those. Also, if you're on Facebook, join my Facebook group page, Crafters Anonymous by Candace's Canvases. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to my channel, like this video when you're done watching, and leave a joyful comment. I usually read every comment and reply when I can. Okay, so I took my time to stamp out every sentiment in this My Monthly Hero Arts March kit, because there is so many that I needed to see what was all there. There's so many, and I think I just barely skimmed the surface with making this card. I think you don't have to bring in other stamp sets. I happen to have this old one from Stampin' Up. I used to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator, so I have lots of old Stampin' Up stamps. So I think this stamp set is really good with complementing other stamp sets you might have, because it's full of sentiments, really. Anyway, what I'm doing is I cut down a card panel to 4 by 5 1/4, and I am going to stamp the flowers down, and this is some masking paper from Brutus Monroe, and I started with StazOn black ink because I was going to coat it color, but my ink pad's kind of dry. So I switched to Memento black ink, and then here I'm just fussy cutting out my masks, and I couldn't think of what they were. Then I'm going to stamp again. I will only show you this one time, and then I think a second time I'll start to show you, but it's kind of a tedious process. One that's well worth it, but I'm not going to, have you sit and watch me cut out all my masks and yada yada. So I stamp those down until I'm happy with the stamp image, then stamp it off on my mask, and then I want to say tape it down, but that's stick it down. Then I'm using some Distress ink. I think this is Faded Jeans. Yeah, this first one is Faded Jeans. And you can see there that I have everything masked off. So wherever the masks are, I'm not going to have ink on there. So then I'm using, I think it's Blueprint Sketch. It's too small to see, and it's all put away from on my desktop. So I think it's Blueprint Sketch. Anyway. Oh, I was trying to see. It's too small. Then I'm taking some Perfect Pearls Mist, and I am just splattering some, because this is, I also splattered it with some water from my Distress sprayer. Just giving it some texture in the background. You might well know already that Distress ink really works with Distress and Distress Oxide inks. Excuse me, are reactive with water. And I used my heat tool to dry everything, which was not a good move because it made my mask kind of adhere to the paper, so there's some sticky residue, which probably isn't good for my Copic markers. But what are you going to do? Good thing they have replaceable nibs. Just want you to see there, I started to color in that sunflower or that daisy with the red. I'm not fazed by that, not bothered by it one bit. You can still see it when the card's finished, but I don't think that it takes away from the overall feel of this card. And while I'm coloring, I just want to tell you the backstory behind this card. So I am a part of a family Bible study group where we have our kids all come over, and every Tuesday night, and the adults sit and we have a Bible study based on our church's previous message on Sunday. And it's a crazy house. We hire a babysitter for the hour to watch the kids. But the point is so the kids can see us fellowshipping and reading God's Word and studying His Word and just trying to implement it in our lives. And and be living examples of what being a human being on this fallen human being on this fallen planet. Anyway, all that to say that we have, the moms in the group, we have all come together and we try to do some type of outreach, and there happens to be this rescued human trafficking organization, somewhat local, and there is a program where they have a 2-year Christian discipleship program, and this girl that we're kind of sponsoring, we're not like, it's not a contract or anything, but we're just cheering for, rooting on. She's just completed this program. So I can't imagine what her life was like being a trafficked, and to complete 2 years of discipleship is just a whole nother world I'm sure she's never even heard of or seen, and it's just what an amazing accomplishment. So this card is made for her. So the entire time you could see just so many details I put into it, because the whole time I'm just praying over it, and she's going to get this card, and you'll see when I'm finished here that I put 2 panels on the inside because we're all going to sign it and write encouraging scriptures in it for her to continue on the journey to freedom. And so I say all that because this is a very, very special handmade card. They usually are, but a lot of times I make them because I have a stamp set and I want to make something with the stamp set. This one has a very direct purpose and meaning, and it is going straight to Maya. And so if you think about her, pray for her. Maya, we don't know her last name, of course, that's for security, safety reasons, but anyway, it just makes me tear up because I can't imagine the life she lived before, and now she is experiencing joy and freedom, and it's just a beautiful thing. So this is for her. So coming back in, I'm just using an array of Copic markers. All the markers that I have used will be listed in my blog, Candace'sCanvases.com. That link should be in the description bar below. So far I've been pretty good in this video keeping the cap visible for you to see. Like, this is Y18. I just got myself some yellows. I'm so excited to build my Copic collection. I feel kind of goofy about it, but anyway, so I'm just adding in some darker yellows. I have a minimal amount of markers, so I'm just using what I have to give it the effect that I am hoping for. This is some E47, and I'm just kind of stippling in the center because sunflowers, even daisies, they have that. Oh, did you see there? That was the first time that ever happened to me. I've heard of it happening, but I just went to write with my marker and it just dripped out on my paper. Not fazed by it. It's not a problem at all, but that was the first time it ever happened to me. I've heard about it happening. I thought, oh, that'll never happen to me. That's when it always does happen. Anyway, I'm just getting progressively darker in the center there, stippling it, and then here's a pan out of the finished card. I'm bringing in some white gel pen to kind of stipple in the center. Nothing is ever totally dark. There's always some highlight or some, especially flowers, they have pollen and they have so many different colors in it. Now this is from the Hero Arts, my monthly hero stamp set. Amazing You came with, like I said, tons of stamps. If you want to read them all, pause it in the very beginning to read them all. I tried to do a still frame for you, but I could not get the hang of how to do that. And then it came with the dies to cut out most of them. So I'm putting Amazing You on this because I am honestly amazed at the journey that Maya has been on. And then trying to use my ruler here to get it mostly level. And then this one I had a hard time. I couldn't figure out if I wanted it touching or not touching, but I think I decided I wanted it touching. Oh, it looks like I kind of have it half touching. The Sequin mix, it's kind of a flat silver mix that came with the my monthly hero March kit. I love them. There's tiny, tiny stars in here. There's silver sequins and kind of transparent, cloudy looking sequins. I'm just using those, kind of following the pattern of these flowers, how they're going from the top left corner down to the bottom right. That's kind of the method to my madness. You can see a little bit better the close-ups. All these tiny little star sequins and such. Then I'm going to use my fine liner glue bottle. If you watched my last video, I was having a hard time with it. After, I think I've had it for at least a year, it finally started getting clogged, and I just soaked the tip in hot water overnight and just rinsed it out in the morning, and it was totally fine, back to new, and I love it. So I'm using my gem picker. It's my friend Connie Hinkle. She got it for me. What a sweet gift. It is an awesome tool if you don't have one. Now I am aligning this toward the bottom left corner and leaving a border on the top and on the right hand side, which normally I center my card panels. So I'll tell you where I got that idea from. I see Sandy Allnock, you know her, amazing colorist artist on YouTube. I see her do that a lot, so I wanted to give that a try, and I'm really happy I did. Then I have some fun foam that I'm going to use to give it some lift there. The pack of fun foam I bought for it, I thought it would, like I see a lot of people, it has adhesive on one side. Well, the one I have doesn't. I thought it would, and I was a little bit bummed that it didn't, but just put glue on both sides. It's no biggie. Now here's where I cut out my inside panels. Remember I said earlier I cut out two because I'm going to put an inside panel on the left and the right side of the card on the inside so everyone can sign it. And then here I'm just going to do the same kind of inking around the parameter of the two inside panels, alternating between the two blue inks that I used on the front of the card. And for me, I think that just kind of brings in the theme of the outside of the card to the inside, so it's cohesive and it feels good. I don't know. It might be all in my brain, but that's what I do. So here's the second one. I'm using just a sheet of acetate from old packaging to ink on. Jacob just woke up. You'll hear him in the background. Sorry about that. Here he comes. Hi, buddy. Come here. Hi. Okay, I'll glue those in. Now, to mimic the alignment on the outside, I'm also aligning those toward the inner fold and the bottom, and I'm going to do that the same on the left-hand side, too. Hi, bud. How was your nap? You gonna say hi to everyone? Not yet? I love it. He comes walking up to me with drool on his face. Okay, just burnishing those down, and although it looks finished, I am not finished yet because I just wanted it to be perfect for her. So in the same stamp set, there's this star thing. Oh, before I go to that, I did bring in some Wink of Stella, and I put some on all the flowers to give it some glisten and sparkle. You might also be able to hear in the background my dryer tumbling, just in case you're wondering what those noises are. Covering every flower with it. I just love the Wink of Stella. Okay, and here I am writing Made Just For You by Candace Gillespie, and then I wrote the little date in case she wants to keep it. And then, let's see, what did I do next? This is the envelope. I'm doing the envelope, and I'm just using the same two colors, alternating between the two, and I'm going to fill up the whole front side of the envelope. And I did cut to when it's done adding the details after it's all inked up. And I'm just using my distress sprayer to spray some water on there, and then some more of the Perfect Pearls mist. And then I have these gems. I ordered a huge bulk pack off of Amazon that comes with like 25 sheets or something of different colors. It's a super great buy. I'll link that down below. I put some of those on in that beautiful royal blue color. And then here I'm just doing some hand lettering, some faux calligraphy. And I'm writing her name. And I think I write amazing on top of the AYA. And it's going to say Amazing Maya. Is that what I'm... Yeah. And then I'm bringing out this little star type of stamp. And then I'm going to use the white Hero Arts ink. I don't know the exact name of the white, but I'm using the ink that came in the kit to put some of these stars on here. And then I'm going to do that on the front of the card as well as on the inside of the card. And on the back. Super fun. This card, I mean every panel I gave some love to. Which it's my pleasure. This is the finished card. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing and liking this video and leaving a joyful comment. And looking forward to the next video. We'll talk soon. Bye.